The Datsun Redigo is a petite and stylish budget hatchback. It's proven itself as a car that's pretty small but fairly practical as well, uniquely designed but not over the top, and it can take a fair amount of thrashing as well. The one thing missing though was power, and at least in theory it's been fixed with this, the redi-GO 1 litre. And it's a good hand-me-down from the Renault Kwid coming in at an appropriate time. The question is though, does this engine take this car that's been designed to meet your needs and needs alone and make you want it? On the outside, there isn't much to distinguish this car from the 0.8. You still get the DRLs, the fake skid plates, the chrome nose, and 13-inch wheels along with the rear end that looks a bit propped up. The difference? A 1.0 badge at the rear. I mean, we weren't expecting racing stripes or red brake calipers to make it look unique, but at least body-colored wing mirrors, Datsun. The job's a little more extensive on the inside. The cabin gets a sporty all-black treatment that's a welcome change from the grey palette, which was about as interesting as a documentary about bath salts. You've also got central locking and a remote key, so it's a lot modern but less outdated. What is still missing are internally adjustable mirrors, ABS, or an airbag for the front passenger. Now let's get to the big change, shall we? Now the engine that you get in the redi-GO 1 litre is essentially the same one you get in the Kwid 1 litre. And has it really changed the drive experience? Well, from startup you can notice certain differences. For example, when you twist the ignition and the engine fires up, it's a little bit more refined. I'm not going to say it's perfectly butter smooth because you can still feel the vibes coming from the dashboard, from the steering, even from the door pads. None from the gear lever fortunately, but it is more refined than before. Second thing, so what happens in the 0.8 is, when you go off the line, there's sort of a jerkiness to the throttle response. It's not perfectly smooth. In this case, it is considerably better. So it's a little more gradual in the way it picks up speed. It's not as jerky on and off throttle responses, and even the mid-range has improved. So supposing you're driving in a hilly area, chances are in the 800 you'd have to be in second gear, where you can pull off the same speed on the same incline in third gear with the 1 litre engine. It's these minor differences that just really add to the driving experience. We've not had a chance to go out on the highway yet, but judging by how we manage 80 kilometers an hour at pretty relaxed pace in fifth gear, this thing can manage cruising much better than the 0.8. So has the dynamics package really changed at all? I wouldn't say so. Because even though it's got a better power to weight ratio now, it's still not a car for the enthusiast. So the handling's pretty neutral, the steering's light enough at city speeds. It weighs up a little bit better once you're in your 60 to 80 kilometer range, but it's not perfectly heavy or communicative or responsive. It just gets the job done, which is what you'd expect for a budget car in the first place. Apart from that, the ground clearance, it's still at 185 millimeters. It doesn't feel top heavy, but when you do take corners, that is when you get certain hints of body roll creeping in. So overall, the 1 litre redi-GO is not a car for the enthusiast. It's just about making the drive experience a little richer. So does the bigger engine make you want the Datsun Redigo? Well, no. It's still a need-based car and I can't really think of it as anything else. But that's not a bad thing. Let me put it this way. If you are planning to get the Redi-GO, get the 1 litre version. It's not going to make your drive a lot more exciting, but it makes it smoother, more responsive, better on the hills and better with a full passenger load as well. So, the expected price premium of Rs 25,000 to 30,000 is justified.